I hate football, I hate football, I hate football, I hate... Okay, better stop before someone flanderizes me. Kouta has come a long way from the guy who tried to use his whirring driver to deliver curry, hasn't he? He's now a leader, a warrior, a mighty warlord, and what a road it's been, filled with death and heart hitches, which may have not been that healthy to him in yet another way than the obvious ones. Let me ask you this, we heard Kaito, Ryoma, Takatora, Mitsuzane, Minato, pretty much everyone talk about their goals and aspirations. Now, have you ever heard Kouta mention anything of the sort that wasn't in function of other people? Football's over, so we finally get to the fallout of the fight between the two brothers. When Kouta arrives to the pier, he finds it deserted, except for Takatora's destroyed belt and lockseed, and Ryoma is spying on him. Back to Team Evil, where a nice chat on Freighter's side reveals that Mitsuzane is reaching Joker levels of craziness. Not only doesn't he feel any remorse about killing his own brother, he actually still sees him in his mind. That's right, Dirt Suit is hallucinating a verbally abusive brother now. Kino reminding him that a shadow can't be cast without a main body. Then thankfully we move to Gaim HQ, where Kouta brings back the dire news. Dire news that somehow still don't make Kouta willing to consider Mitsuzane his enemy. Jesus, this guy killed his own brother! It's not like Ryoji where he had become a mindless monster. What will it take? But fortunately, along comes someone he can hate unconditionally, wearing shorts and trolling the hell out of Kouta just for the sake of it, since the professor didn't come to fight, except he does in the end, to humor the Kamen Rider. Is soon joined by Zack, but since this is an energy rider, you can guess how well that goes. Anyway, Kouta dons the Lemon Rainman, they shot their finishers at each other, and then Kaito intervenes as well, and in the fight. Moving on, we find out that, in the end, that exit Kouta and the others liberated in one of the past episodes never happened because they suddenly don't know how to enter the tower again. Ryoma wants the tower free as well and proposes an alliance, their help in exchange for his private tunnel. The game alliance is not exactly up to trust him though, so he leaves them some time to think about it, after trolling Kouta one more time. Switch to Helheim, the siphoning process is still going on. Roshuo is excited at the thought of his lover coming back, but he also laments the fact that each fallen Lynymph is one more step towards their extinction. Except Ryu reminds the White King that hadn't he given Kouta the Zenith arms via Fed Sagarex, that would not have happened. Roshuo confesses that he decided to take a chance on the one human that may be different. The Bishopette is not happy with that, of course, since that could mean another taker for the Golden Fruit. Roshuo though reminds her of her place and that since they fucked up royally, they shall try not to fuck up this one time. At Gaim HQ, the group is split about what to do. Kouta thinks they should take Ryoma up on the offer, not seeing any other choice. Kaito agrees, mostly because he isn't afraid of the professor's little schemes. Everyone else is against it. We then move to a private conversation between the two leaders and Mai, where we get to see their personalities clash. First in a friendly way, and then on the subject of Mitsuzane, the discussion becomes a little more heated. While Kaito can believe Mai when she says "I won't give up on anyone," he can't say the same for Kouta, because while Mai wants to do that because she can't see herself in the future without others, Kouta only thinks of other people. This is a bit complicated, so I'll spend on it in the conclusions. Mai gets a promise out of Kouta of him telling her about his dream for the future when everything's over. Then we see that plans go well on bullshit. In the next scene, the group is preparing for their trip to Ryoma's secret entrance when they stumble into Mitsuzane. He's come for Mai and he gently asks her to come with him. At first, when she refuses, he calls her irrational, makes Pico get attacked by a new turtle overlord and then asks again. still gently, like he wasn't blackmailing her. Fortunately, before passing out, the boy manages to warn the others. Kouta immediately goes after them and manages to reach the group, but Mitsuzane makes the Emerald Rook, I forgot, take her away while he stays back to fight our hero. This time Kouta is quick to fight back, but the raiments are not enough. Seems like craziness fuels Mitsuzane's strength. It's like he's turned into the freaking Terminator since even the triumphant arms aren't enough. But Ghost Takatora intervenes, stopping him for the seconds needed for Kaito to also join the fight, and reveal that Kouta was still holding back, and probably still is, because even after donning the Zenith arms, Mitsuzane just won't go down. And after he symbolically strikes through the ghost of his brother, Kaito realizes that they need to fall back. After they do, the Double K have another confrontation. The Banana Rider forces Kouta to realize that Mitsuzane is well and truly gone. He's crossed one too many lines, and if Kouta doesn't get it through his thick skull, he will never be able to defeat him now. A sentiment I share. Well, after murdering his brother, Mitsuzane has now gone totally batshit insane. No coming back from that, I'll have my retribution yet. If Kouta manages to get it through his damn head, that is now an enemy! But this episode serves as a nice explanation as to why it's so hard for him to do so if you take into account his past character development. After Ryoji's death and the reveal about Yuya, Kouta declared that he wouldn't sacrifice anyone anymore. The problem is that Kouta doesn't really include himself into that, as Kaito underlined. He's so fixated on making sure that everyone else is happy that he hasn't really given a thought about what he himself wants. Can someone who cares so little about himself and is so riddled by doubts because he wants everyone to be happy even at the cost of his own safety really summon enough strength to make that happen? Kaito doesn't think so, and I must admit, I share his opinion. I don't really like sacrifices in fiction. Most of them are reduced to cheap plot devices to heroize a person, and also it's kind of selfish when you think about it. Picture this: Kouta is the best friend and leader that anybody could ask for. He dies, and then his friends realize that not only he sacrificed himself for them, but he never thought of his own life as important. Can you imagine what that would do to them? I would ask myself, am I such a shitty friend that I never managed to make such a wonderful person feel like it fucking mattered if he lived or died? Kouta needs something more than I want to keep everyone else alive now. He needs a clear goal, a vision of the future to fight for, which must include him. Otherwise... well, there was one other series where the main rider remained undecided about his goal to the second to last episode. Remember how that went for him? Yeah? Well, enough said, and that ends this week's episode, Rider fans. What do you think? Is someone who cares so little for his own life a good hero or not? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe! Jane! Oh, and if you'd like, you can subscribe to my social network accounts too. You know, to make me feel important.